this lesson, we are going to learn some unary operators and assignment operators. In the previous lesson, we looked at operators which require two operands, and they were called binary operators. As you may have guessed, unary operators only require one operand, and some of these operators are among the most frequently used operators in programming. Particularly, we will look at the assignment equal, and then assign plus equal, minus equal, and double increment and double decrement. Now let's begin. Today we are going to learn about assignment operators and unary operators. Assignment operators are used to assign certain value to a variable. You have already been using this. You can assign a value to a variable with the simple assignment operator represented by the equal sign. If you look at this expression, we are assigning 10 to the int variable num. In this case, 10 is an operand being assigned to the num variable, which is also an operand. You can add some value to a variable and assign it at the same time. This expression is a common way to add 3 to the num variable. You can add 3 to it and then assign the result right back to the num variable. This way, you can update the value of num. There is a simpler way to do this. This expression plus an equal sign works the same way as the previous one. You can add 3 and assign the result at the same time. Let's try printing these values. At first, it is 10, and we are going to add 3 to it, and at last we are adding 3 to it. So it's 10, 13, and 16. You can also do the same thing with subtraction. So if you want to subtract 3 to it, just put minus and equal sign together. Then 13 will be printed. If you want to add only 1 to the variable, you can simply use an increment unary operator represented by the double plus sign. Unary means consisting of a single component or element. You don't need the assignment operator. You can either put the operator before or after the operand. In this case, you can see the num variable increased by 1. Let's try printing this value. Num is 0 at first, and when we increment it with unary operator, it's going to be 1. And in this case, we are going to put the double plus sign in front of the num variable. And it's going to print the same way. You can also do the same thing with subtraction with decrement unary operator represented by double minus sign. So if we try printing this value, then it's going to be 1 because the num variable is 2 at first, and then after that it's going to be 0. You might wonder what the difference between writing a unary operator before and after an operand. If you write it after, it adds 1 to the operand at the end of the expression. In this case, it prints the num variable first and then add 1 to it. So if we look at this, even if we incremented it with the unary operator, the first value is going to be 0 because it is not incremented at first. But if we print the num afterwards, it's going to be 1. On the other hand, if you write it before, it adds 1 at the start of the expression. So as you can see, even if the num is 0, If we put the double plus sign in front of the variable, it's going to increment before this statement. Today we have learned about expression, assignment operators, and unary operators. Now try practice example for yourself in Dartpad or locally and see the different results and outputs. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.